सुनते हैं केकी मिस्त्री ने क्या कहा.
And I think COVID has made it more imperative for most people, most families to look for a bigger and larger home. So that's one reason. Second is still I would say from 2017 till 2020, there was growth in housing. Housing was growing even at that time. But the growth was primarily coming in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. The tier 1 cities, the Mumbais, the Delhis, the Bangalores was relatively weak, particularly the center of the city where prices are high. But COVID changed all that. And then I think people realized that affordability for housing had improved dramatically. Because from 2017 till 2020, property prices went nowhere. If you were buying a property in central Mumbai in 2017 at X price, you would have got the same price in 2020. And in that period of 3 years, incomes would have risen by whatever, 8-9% a year. So incomes had increased, property prices were where they were, and therefore affordability clearly got much better. And then the fear that there was oversupply in the market, that fear went away. So that's what caused this massive push and more people looking to buy a house.
Keki, when last I was chatting with you, you gave me a very interesting anecdote that people don't buy houses when they're actually cheap. They start buying when property prices begin to go up. That's strange.
Aisha, that happens even in equity markets. Generally, you find that people never buy at the bottom of the market. People start buying when they start seeing prices move.
FOMO.
So this is exactly what you see even in the housing sector. So people started seeing prices move up, and that all the people who were waiting in the pipeline, hoping that prices would remain the same or hoping that prices would come lower, all these people sort of rushed forward and started looking to buy a house. So this is a natural phenomenon.
HDFC Bank stock is down 21% and HDFC is down 25%. How would you defend that?
Right,
what would you say to the shareholder?
The way I would say is that this is very, very, very short term. We have not been able to communicate very clearly or in an articulate manner the merits of the merger because of the fact that we all have our results. So our results are in another 8 days, 9 days time, and with results in 9 days time, there is that much you can talk and a lot that you cannot sort of speak about. So we've not been able to communicate as much as we would have liked to. You must also remember that the day the merger was announced, the stock price shot up.
Yes.
And then it shot up dramatically. I think it almost hit the circuit.
10%,
right.
yeah.
And then it sort of came down. So you're comparing today with the peak. That may not be correct. You have to compare it with what it was before the merger was announced. Now, what was the reason for the merger? The reason for the merger is that the merits, the strength of the combined balance sheet is going to be so huge. It's going to be a massive benefit to the economy, but more importantly, let's understand how it benefits the shareholders and the stakeholders in both the companies.
ओके तो क्लियरली इंडिया इकोनॉमिक कॉन्क्लेव में यहाँ पर केकी मिस्ट्री से विस्तार से बातचीत जब हमने की उन्होंने HDFC बैंक के मर्जर पर बात की, दोनों कंपनियों को इस मर्जर से किस तरह से फायदा होगा उस पर, और पर्टिकुलरली रियल एस्टेट स्पेस को लेकर काफ़ी बुलिश नजर आए.